If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about Black Ops 3 DLC weapons and the best ever DLC updates that have come to this game because of the new 126 update that we are awaiting and all that sort of stuff. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I would really appreciate that. Let's go for 2,000 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Everyone smack a like on this thing as well as subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and let's get right into this. So of course everyone knows about how Treyarch and Activision Assist has been teasing a new DLC weapon update, so I wanted to go back and talk about 5 of the previous best weapon updates we've had in Black Ops 3 throughout the life cycle. Some of these are from 2016, some from 2017, some from just a few months ago, but we're going to talk about them and go through which I think in order from the 5th best to the 1st best updates in Black Ops 3. Let's get right into this. So for the 5th best DLC update we had, it came on July 11th, 2017. And with that update, we got the AN-94, which is the KVK-99M into Black Ops 3. We also got the China Lake, which is the launcher into Black Ops 3. And the Cherry Fizz camo was put in as a limited camo. So that was one kind of came with that. But of course, the main things was the launcher and the KVK. Now, the biggest thing about this drop was the KVK and how hyped that was, because that was one at the time of this drop on July 11th, 2017, which was a few months ago. It wasn't really on anyone's radar to come back in a Black Ops 3, of course, being the dominant weapon that it was in the Black Ops 2. And when it came out, it was absolutely awesome. Everyone was super hyped. The weapon did have some glitches and it needed to get some buffs, but after those buffs came out like a week or two after the gun was released, this gun became a staple in the game, and the KVK is one of the top DLC weapons, and it pretty much carried this update because, of course, the launcher, not many people cared about that, as well as the Cherry Fizz camo is one that was just a limited edition camo. So this update was completely carried by the KVK-99M. And it was still the 5th best update, in my opinion, of course, that we've gotten into Black Ops 3. And I want you guys to leave in your opinions. Do you agree with my list? Which updates do you think were the best and all that sort of stuff? Now, the 4th best one came in 2017, also May 23rd, about 6 months ago. And this one contained 2 infamous guns. The AK-74U, which was the SMG that everyone was waiting for, and a pretty good gun. I wouldn't say the AK-74U is absolutely overpowered in Black Ops 3, but it definitely is a good gun and a fun one to use. But the other thing is that this one was sort of a double whammy, because the other update we got was the 1911 pistol, which is absolutely ridiculous. This pistol is one that I personally don't have that much playtime with it, but I've watched a lot of videos and watched talked to my buddies and watched them play with it. This thing is insane. If you have at all a good trigger finger, the 1911 pistol could be the best pistol in the game because of the fact that the cap on it really is non-existent. You can fire that thing super fast in hardcore mode. It's absolutely dominant, and it still is a 2 to 3 shot kill in normal core game modes. And that's what made this update so good, is because we got a very, very good primary and an exceptional secondary, and both of these weapons were from previous Call of Duty games, of course, along with most of the 2017 updates, and that's what made this one so absolutely hyped. I put this on the number 4 update on my list, and you guys will see why. Even though this seems like a very, very good update, the next couple were very insane. The 3rd best one on my list here, we're going back to over a year ago. This date is going to be July 28th, 2016, so a year and a couple months ago. This was the only one on my list from 2016, and this update was absolutely insane. It came with the DBSR 50, which was good for snipers. I personally don't think that's a very good sniper, and the thing, it was kind of messed up with the auto aim and stuff like that. I personally didn't like that sniper too much, but there's a lot of snipers that are, obviously Black Ops 2 was pretty famous for quickscoping, so Black Ops 3 has a lot of quickscoping fans on it, and they were very impressed with the DBSR 50. It also came with the R70 Ajax, which honestly is a pretty cool LMG. This is not from any previous Call of Duty games. This is the one that is the LMG that auto refreshes the ammo and auto stacks the ammo, which is pretty awesome because you don't have to run scavenger with it. I don't think it's the best LMG out there, but it is one that was a strong average gun. And for DLC weapons in 2016, they were a lot worse than what these 2017 throwback weapons were. So at the time, the DBSR and the R70 Ajax were very, very good. And then of course, this one also came with a third weapon, which put this at this third spot on my list because the third weapon was the Peacekeeper MK2, which is ridiculous. The Peacekeeper is probably, it was at this time, the best DLC weapon in the game, and for most of 2016 it was. The thing is an absolute monster, plays very similar to like an ICR or like a KN44 or an HVK, something like that. And of course it is well known because it is one of the first DLC weapons. I think it is the first DLC weapon we ever got into Call of Duty because it was in Black Ops 2 and it was known as a hybrid gun, hybrid SMG, as well as an assault rifle. So this update definitely was a powerhouse in 2016, and I remember how hyped I was at the time. The Peacekeeper at the time, this was the biggest update because the Peacekeeper was just such a huge thing, and to bring back a throwback weapon at this time, at 2016, was absolutely huge. Next one is going to be, we're getting down to the top two here. This is the number 2 one on my list, and this update comes from February 6th of this year, and 2017, of course. So this is from the second year's life cycle, and this one came with the M16, which is a powerhouse AR, and the PPSH. This one is obvious why it's number 2 on the list. It's 2 primary weapons, an assault rifle and an SMG, both from previous CODs and both that are really, really good guns. And I think this one is undeniable, like where it deserves its spot to be. The only reason why this one isn't number 1 is because of, you'll see soon when I announce number 1. M16 is arguably one of the best assault rifles in the game for the fact that it can one burst people. I did a comparison between the M16 and the M8A7, and honestly I found that the M16 is probably better at close range to medium range, but the M8A7 is better at a long range. And of course the M16 is a DLC weapon, and DLC weapons are not known for being the best, so that's super duper good. Also, the PPSH was sort of like, at the time when it kind of came out, the Vesper was in a very, very weak state, and the PPSH sort of filled that gap for a high fire rate SMG, but it didn't have it wasn't as powerful as the Vesper, but at the same time, it didn't have near as much recoil as the Vesper, which definitely made it very, very good. And this update was, when this one came out, everyone wanted both of these weapons. It was one of those where it was a 1-2 punch again. So now, the number 1 update into Black Ops 3 for the best DLC guns. You guys may be able to guess what this one is. I want you guys to leave it down in the comment section down below right now, if you guys are still watching the video, what do you guys think this one is? And I'm about to announce it. This one is from August 15th, 2017. The last update we had, 125, and this was the XMC and the Olympia shotgun. And there is good reason to believe why this was one of the best updates we've ever gotten. Now, number 1, the Olympia shotgun. Very, very strong shotgun. The ability to be able to use fast mags with it is just disgusting. So when you shoot people and both your bullets come out, you can replenish it super fast with fast mags. It's pretty much a one-shot kill every single time. Aim down sights or hip fire at close range, just like a shotgun should be. And of course, it's the Olympia from Call of Duty Black Ops. So this was a very, very hyped one. And then what put it over the top and what made me have to put this as the number 1 on my list was that the XMC is probably the best gun in the game right now, and it's an absolutely disgusting one. It was one of the best guns as the MSMC in Black Ops 2. In Black Ops 3 as the XMC, it is still super, super overpowered, probably the best gun. And with having 2 of the best guns of their class, the Olympia is definitely a top tier shotgun. Not sure if it is the best one. The XMC is pretty much at this point the best SMG, and I would, 100% agree with that, because I don't think the VMP can, the VMP can compete, but after all of its nerfs, the XMC definitely deserves a spot, and definitely is the number 1 SMG. Now, I may be a bit biased with this one because I pulled both of these weapons out of one Grand Slam supply drop, so in my head I have super good memories about this one, but I don't think you can deny that the XMC is the only DLC gun to actually surpass the best in its class as normal default guns into the game, and that's why I have to give this one the number 1 spot on my list, which is good because this was the last update we had. This was 125, so when this 126 update that Treyarch and Activision have been teasing, if this does come out, Hopefully they'll even one-up this. And as you guys can see with my timeline here in this video, and I went through and I researched and looked up all the dates for each of these, over time the updates keep getting better and better. So this last one could be our biggest bang yet. We could get some super duper overpowered guns, and I'm very excited. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Of course, if you guys made it to the end of the video, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Be sure to sub for a cookie, and don't looky, and I'm out. Peace.